धीमहि यो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल। परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल। करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार। करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल। परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल। करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार। करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा। भव भयहारा गौरी मनोहर, भव भयहारा गौरी मनोहर। हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा। हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी, हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी, दया सागरी, दया सागरी। हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी, माता हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी दया सागरी दया सागरी हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी माता भवानी करुणागरी अम्बा माता भवानी करुणागरी हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी दया सागरी दया सागरी हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी माता भवानी करुणागरी अम्बा माता भवानी करुणागरी अम्बा माता भवानी करुणागरी हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। कल्याण मूर्ति कनकंद देवा कल्याण मूर्ति कनकंद देवा गोकुल वेंकटेशा गोकुल वेंकटेशा देवादि देवादि वेणुगणलोला देवादि देवादि वेणुगणलोला पद्मालक्ष्मी वल्लभा जय पद्मालक्ष्मी वल्लभा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा कल्याण मूर्ति कनकंद देवा कल्याण मूर्ति कनकंद देवा गोकुल वेंकटेशा गोकुल वेंकटेशा देवादि देवादि वेणुगणलोला देवादि देवादि वेणुगणलोला पद्मालक्ष्मी वल्लभा जय पद्मालक्ष्मी वल्लभा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे राम 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 राघवा हरे कृष्ण 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 केशवा 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 ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। રખવાડા. એ જી આ દુનિયામાં ધારાનો એક જ છે આધાર. એ જી આ દુનિયામાં ધારાનો એક જ છે આધાર. કીડીને કન હાથીને મન, કીડીને કન હાથીને મન દેનારો દાતાર રે. રામ છે રખવાડા મારા, રામ છે રખવાડા સૌના, રામ છે રખવાડા રે. રામ છે રખવાડા. એ જી અંધ અપંગ ગરીબ અમીરનો એ છે પાલનહાર. એ જી અંધ અપંગ ગરીબ અમીરનો એ છે પાલનહાર. જીવ માત્રની જવાબદારી, જીવ માત્રની જવાબદારી જાતે જાણવનાર રે. રામ છે રખવાડા મારા, રામ છે રખવાડા સૌના, રામ છે રખવાડા રે. રામ છે રખવાડા. એ જી મોંઘો માનવ દેહ મળ્યો છે, મળે ન વારંવાર. એ જી મોંઘો માનવ દેહ મળ્યો છે, મળે ન વારંવાર. રામ ભજન કર પ્રભુ ભજન કર, રામ ભજન કર પ્રભુ ભજન કર, થાશે બેડો પાર રે. રામ છે રખવાડા મારા, રામ છે રખવાડા સૌના, રામ છે રખવાડા રે. રામ છે રખવાડા મારા, રામ છે રખવાડા સૌના, રામ છે રખવાડા રે. રામ છે રખવાડા. ઓમ શ્રી રામ કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય.
ॐ यथाग्निर्दायिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्या स्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्. Revered Ishtaprana Mataji, sisters, brothers and dear children, Om Namo Narayanaya. Revered Swami Brahmananda Ji Maharaj's birthday was on Wednesday, 2nd February. This morning's reading is taken from Swami Brahmananda as we saw him and the eternal companion. Swami Brahmananda is a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and is known as a spiritual son of the Master. He is affectionately known as Raja Maharaj and was the first president of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. He had the power to make the atmosphere of a place vibrate with spirituality. He was quiet, indrawn, and contemplative. He was also humorous and could make everybody roll with laughter. Whoever was in his presence would feel absolute calm and peace. By a glance, a touch, or his mere presence, he could raise the minds of others to high levels of spirituality and change their lives. He transformed many lives through silence. he would be sitting in a room with a crowd of people who came to him with their problems or were depressed. Amazingly, when they walked out of the room, they found that their problems were solved. They felt peaceful and were filled with divine bliss. The following are some incidents and teachings of Raja Maharaj. He says, a king lives in his palace with 7 gates. A poor man requests a royal interview and his prayer is granted. The minister leads him through the gates to the royal presence. Seeing an officer richly dressed and stationed at each gate, the man asks his guide if he, the officer, is the king. But each time the minister says no. When they enter the 7th gate, at the sight of the exquisite beauty and grandeur of the real king, the man at once recognizes him to be the king and asks no more questions. Such is the case with the Guru. Like the minister, the Guru leads the disciple through different stages till he leaves him with the Lord. No Guru is greater than your own mind. You will see, when your mind is made steady through meditation, it will dictate from within what you will have to do and which way to follow. Even in your daily duties, it will show what is to be done first and what next. Thus, it will lead you on till the goal is reached. You can develop your mind and make it steady in one of 2 ways. Firstly, by retiring to a solitary retreat and making the mind absolutely strong through concentration and meditation. Secondly, by continually thinking good thoughts and developing love and attachment to God. The mind is just like a cow, which gives a larger supply of milk when it is fed well. Feed the mind with meditation, prayer, and worship, and you will find that you will succeed. The most favorable times for meditation are sunrise and sunset. At these hours, nature is calm and at rest. Therefore, it is essential to rise early. Try to fix the mind on the Ishta Devata. Cajole it to remain in that thought. Practice this repeatedly and your mind will gradually become steady. Through sincerity and regular practice, the mind learns to concentrate on the Ishta Devata. The mind can be restless in the beginning. It helps to open your eyes and do japa looking at the form of the Ishta Devata in front of you. Fix your eyes on that picture and offer your prayers and hymns. Thus, your mind will gradually learn to concentrate on God. Thereafter, try to practice japa while closing your eyes. A devotee recalled, one Sunday morning, I arrived with some devotees at the home of Mr. Datta. The Maharaja of Susanga was present. Raja Maharaj said to him, you love music and singing. You must remember that God can also be approached through music. Music is Brahman in the form of sound. This truth is experienced if one meditates. He said this with such conviction that it created a deep impression in the minds of all present. I said, Maharaj, my mind is very restless. It becomes difficult to practice japa and meditation. Please help me. Raja Maharaj replied, wake up early in the morning, have a bath, sit to meditate. Choose a firm seat. Direct your mind in this way. O my mind, keep still. Let no distractions enter. With the strength of the intelligent will, keep the mind under control. Soon it will become concentrated. Then no distractions will arise. A man can train horses and elephants and bring them under control. Can't he learn to train his own mind? Meditate on what I have said. Our master used to say, one must reflect after one hears the teachings. Swami Vijayananda relates, once at the mutt, Raja Maharaj gave me some work to do. There were 2 plants growing on either side of the entrance to the building. Maharaj said, These two plants need to be watered every morning and evening at 6 o'clock. Can you do this for me? Of course, Maharaj, I replied. I used to pour buckets of water on them at the stated times. One afternoon, it so happened that I had to go to Kolkata on business and neglected to arrange with someone to water the plants. At 6 o'clock, I remembered my duty, but I thought to myself, I will water them when I return. That will not be too late. It was about 9 o'clock when I got back to the mutt and was about to water them. But Maharaj was not happy. The next day he questioned me. Did you water the plants at the proper time last night? He asked. I told him what had happened. Then he began to scold me. Could you not have arranged with someone to water them? It is important to be obedient to the Guru as it shows one's love for him. I apologized profusely. Then he lovingly explained that the plants get thirsty at certain times. I learned that I must arrange for someone to water the plants if I am not available. When we pay careful attention to little tasks, we will be able to handle bigger responsibilities. Once I was witness to a heavenly scene. It was the Master's birthday celebration at Belur Mutt. I was appointed to guard the passage to Raja Maharaj's room. This was necessary because all types of people came. Suddenly, an old lady came. She was well dressed and was accompanied by 9 other women. There was something about her demeanor and manner which made me observant. She spoke to me softly, saying, Well, my child, will you tell your oracle that Annapurnama is here? Something made me feel that I should simply stand aside. I said, Please go in, mother. But before she could reach the steps of Maharaj's room, he came rushing out to meet her. Have you got it? He asked. Impatiently, he waited for her to give him the brown sugar candy made with coconut. Maharaj began to relish it happily. Suddenly, Swami Shivananda Mahapurushji appeared and said, Don't eat it alone, please, Maharaj, give me some too. Only the next day, Maharaj said to me, Did you see what happened yesterday? Yes, Maharaj, I answered. Then he told me that Annapurnama had been a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. The master appeared to her and told her to make this particular sweetmeat and give it to Maharaj. Maharaj also had the same vision, so he knew that Annapurnama was coming. But how did Swami Shivananda come to know about it? I asked. Well, Tarakda, meaning Mahapurush Maharaj, is a very great soul. Perhaps he also had the vision, was Maharaj's reply. Raja Maharaj once said to a famous dancer, What a wonderful dance you performed, interpreting the young Shri Krishna. But remember that while Shri Krishna was dancing and performing any of his acts, he never forgot that he was a divine incarnation. So, when you represent Shri Krishna, don't forget this. The dancer answered, Maharaj, this is impossible. How will I be able to raise myself to that divine height? Maharaj said, Before beginning your dance, meditate for a while on Shri Krishna, and you will see that Shri Krishna himself will take possession of your body and your dance will be different. Maharaj advised a lady, Mother, what a delicious dish you prepared last week. If you add this particular spice, Maharaj gave the name of the spice, and then offer it to the deity in your home, you will see how much happiness you will find in your heart. You have always cooked for your family. From now on, cook for God. By eating sanctified food, your sons will also be blessed. Sri Sarada Devi also reminds us that when we cook for God and eat prasad, the mind becomes pure. Swami Akhilananda recalls, One day in Chennai, Raja Maharaj asked me to go for a walk with him. Along the way, He stopped under a tree and he talked with me for about 2 hours. He told me how to deal with people even though they may be unwise and may try to do harm. Some of the senior Swamis had advised Maharaj to expel these boys who had created a disturbance in one of the monasteries. He had been told that these boys, because of their temperaments and tendencies, were not suited for spiritual life. However, Maharaj remarked, anyone can live with saints, but it takes a special quality to feel for and sympathize with human frailties and help ordinary people. I happen to know how much forgiveness and love Maharaj had shown to those boys and how he transformed their lives. He said, if I begin to pick wool from a blanket, nothing will be left. In retrospect, it seems that Maharaj saw the whole of my future and gave me valuable instructions on how to handle problems and personalities. In this regard, he told me, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, bear, bear, the man who forbears survives. He who does not is lost. He also said, tell the truth, but always tell a beneficial truth, never a harsh truth. These two particular instructions helped me on many trying occasions and smoothened out many problems in my humble life in India as well as in America. Once Swami Brahmananda was waiting for a train in Bangladesh when a young girl came to the Swami for advice and blessing. He said to her, daughter, the train is coming. I don't have much time, but I will give you knowledge in one sentence. Read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna every day. That is enough. You will find practical answers to all your questions. Raja Maharaja's love, compassion, and spirituality attracted many devotees to the order. He encouraged everyone to pray to God regularly to awaken the divine power within. He also said, prayer is very effective. Pray to the Lord intensely for His grace. He will surely answer your prayers. May Raja Maharaj bless us so that we can practice some of these beneficial teachings to progress in life. Hari Om Tat Sat.
कुंडल कुंचित केश सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन, विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर, प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन चिंतामन बसिया, सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिया दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा, भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे, लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई, सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा, नारद शारद सहित अहीशा, यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते, तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा, तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, युग सहस्र योजन पर भानो, लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानो, प्रभु मोद्रिका मिलि मुख माहि, जलधि रामि जय अचरज नाहि, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते, राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिना पैसारे, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपने तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, शाश्वत जीवन फल पावे, चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंतकाल रघुपति पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहा वीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शतबार पाठ कर कोई, छूटई बंदी महासुख होई, जोया परे हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीशा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महादेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महादेरा। दोहा पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. Let us concentrate our minds on the luminous form of God seated in our hearts. Lord Krishna says in chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita, verses 10 and 23, he who acts without attachment, dedicating his deeds to God, is untainted by sin, as a lotus leaf by water. He who is able to withstand the impulse of lust and anger, even here, before he leaves the body, he is a yogi, he is a happy man. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, महामाई की जय, स्वामी जी महाराज की जय, गंगा मात की जय, महावीर स्वामी जी की जय, सर्व ऋषि मुनियों की जय, पार्वती पतये हर हर महा